If I could give advice to anyone who's going into a remodeling project, and it's advice, by the way, that I have given very often to friends in the building, is hire an architect, because an architect has an eye and design solutions that you would probably never think of. I had vowed that if ever, in the unlikely case I needed an architect, I would call Andrea.
She's smart because she didn't wait until she needed an architect to talk to an architect. She had a conversation with me when it was just an idea percolating, in her mind. She just said, I might want to downsize one day, and how would it work if I were to hire you? And I just said, there's not one set way that this has to work. I said, but it usually starts with you have a place in mind. If you want me to assist you in finding the place, I certainly can do that.
I believe that she was capable and had a great eye, and I felt that we'd be very compatible working together.
I think it was literally days after that lunch that she called me and said that a condo became available, and it was never touched before. It needed major improvement.
How it was laid out, how it had been closed in. It was very dark. Dark wood, dark woodwork, dark cabinets, and it was gloomy.
Ceilings, I think the ceilings were less than 8 feet tall. They were like 7 something. And I said, we have to do some probes. And sure enough, there was some concrete running in there. There was a drain running through the ceiling. I said, I think if we're creative and strategic, we can play with this and work with this. In the end, I said to Karen, you're gonna have to take a leap of faith. You have to buy it. We're gonna have to do demo. We're gonna see what we have to work with.
So that was sort of the deciding factor when we understood what the problem was, and her confidence that we could work with it and overcome it.
So she did it. She bought it. We developed a design. We developed it pretty far along to be able to bid it to numerous builders. We brought on a builder, someone who was actually very familiar with that building. We did demo. We saw what we had to work with. We had to tweak the design, just given the existing conditions, but by and large, our design was intact. The design, as we built it, is 100% Karen.
I told her what I wanted was a hotel suite with a great kitchen and room for a grand piano.
You don't have to look back to know that Karen said, I like mirrors. I like the color red and beige and white.
I love to eat, and I love to cook.
One thing that Karen knows, though, is that a good working kitchen is not a big, flashy kitchen. All the big, flashy kitchens that we tend to design are for the people that go out to eat.
I used to entertain in the bigger apartment on a very large scale. Now it's dinners for 4, 6, 8 people, and I do that about once a week.
She has a very keen eye, actually, for art. So to place, actually, her art in front of mirror was a creative solution that I hadn't done before, but we suspended them from cable. And because it's not a large space, mirrors played a pivotal role in that space.
The thing that has delighted me the most about this project is that 7 years in, I love it as much as I did the day it was finished. I love the ease of living here, the compactness of the space, and at the same time, the utility of the space. It just all works. There are a million small details and decisions about lining things up to make space flow and make it so pleasant to live in. I like the light. I like being able to look out at the city and to have morning light. And I like having my piano here and my exercise bike in my bedroom and having many places to read and a great office. I'm happy. I'm happy. What surprised me about working with Andrea, I think, was how amenable she was to staying on budget. If anybody went off budget, it was me, because she would give me options. And I would think, this is a once-in-a-lifetime project for me, so if anyone goes over budget, it'll be because I decided to do so. I was surprised by her dedication to her client in that regard. You may think you can do it yourself, but I think an architect brings a special skill to help you really realize what you'd like your living space to be like, so that you can love where you live, which, is her slogan.